here. You really thought I was gonna wear that shit again yet? Hell nah. We ain't there yet, nah. Nah. And hey, if you want to really go that far, after the Garrett Crochet news, after the Garrett Crochet trade, they kind of took a step back in all this shit, you know what I mean? Because now, it looks like that they're not going to spend, they're not going to want to be aggressive in any free agents whatsoever. Bregman is gone from Houston, but where is he going to go? If I had to make a guess, he's going to the Yankees. Because the Yankees right now, after Juan Soto, have been very aggressive in terms of the free agency market after losing Juan Soto. They've rebounded phenomenally after the Juan Soto sweeps ended and they lost that sweepstakes. The Red Sox, however, yes, they went out and got Garrett Crochet. And that's great. It was a great trade. But if that's the only move that the Red Sox are going to do in terms of like these big moves or whatever, like the plan was at the beginning of the season to go for the American League East. This is an absolute failure of an offseason. And especially, it's a failure of an offseason if you don't extend the guy. I'm going to go that far already. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Just Almeida here on YouTube and from Beantown Taste. We're back here with another reaction video. We're back to Red Seat Radio. Wow, that rhymed accidentally. Red Sox headed for total disaster. Now, I will say, in terms of Red Seat Radio's defense, this video here was made before Garrett Crochet got traded to the Red Sox. But I still feel like that this offseason is not headed for disaster, but it's headed for failure. Like, we can go out of it and say, hey, at least they got Garrett Crochet. Well, there's a lot of risks behind Garrett Crochet. I love the fact that they're taking risks and everything else. But if that's your only move, that's a failure. And I'm going to say this too. This is the cheap way to get your players. Like, anybody can do this. He's still in arbitration. He's not going to make anything. So they're still really not paying for their guy. Give me 2 years when he's a free agent, Garrett Crochet. Then we can come back to this trade and say, hey, did they do a good job with this trade or not? Because, listen, if Crochet's gone in 2 years, then this deal here meant nothing. Nothing. And I'm going to go as far as saying this. I called it. I called out Sam Kennedy and his bullshit at the end of the season. You guys remember that video? I dropped a ton of F-bombs on that video. Because I was able to read past the bullshit and what he was basically saying. And it looks like right now, the Red Sox are heading for that same path that they've been doing for the last 3-4 years. The same bullshit, year in, year out. The only difference this time is that they actually made a trade for a known good player. And for good player, I mean, he only had one good season, that was last year. Let's see if he can duplicate this for the next 2 seasons. If the Red Sox are getting the same guy from last year, fine. Cool. Can he replicate this past season in future seasons? That's a big question. We're going to react to this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. And my Padres really haven't done much of anything either. Oh, I shouldn't say my Padres. I should say Xander Bogaerts and his team. Because I am a Xander Bogaerts fan first. After the front office basically pissed on their fans and said, F you to all you. F you to the fans. F you to the players. So on and so forth. I was like, I can't do this anymore. That was the Bogart situation. Obviously, was my last straw. I hope I can put that hat on again someday and be proud of my hometown team. Because right now, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Today, they got Patrick Sandoval. The dude just had Tommy John surgery. Here we go. Right after the Garrett Crochet trade, we're back to these low-risk, high-reward deals. What are we doing? What are we doing? You just had another successful season last year where you overachieved. Now you're just going to sit back, relax, and just say, hey, we're fine, no worries. No, you need to add. You're the Boston Red Sox. You're a big market team. But I don't know why I keep wasting my breath, because it's so clear as day. They don't care. They don't care. They don't give a shit about you, the players, the coaches, their team, the employees there. I'll go as far as saying that. No one. All they care about is the dollar bill. And when will Red Sox fans learn to not take anything they say for granted? You know, after Sam Kennedy made all those comments and everything else, I was seeing a lot of Sox fans, a lot of them say, oh my God, I haven't heard this front office say stuff like this in years. Oh my God, they're going to be back. We're in on everybody, so on and so forth. Yeah, I was right. I told you so. And my source that I had is correct also. But anyways, let's head into the video here. Without further ado, let's see what Corbin's got for us.
I'm legitimately sick to my stomach right now.
Cheers.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The Boston Red Sox are a millimeter from this offseason turning into another disaster offseason. Honestly, the disaster offseason. I would even say worse than last offseason, but there is one way the Red Sox can salvage this right now, and it is by signing someone big. So what we're going to do in today's videos, we're going to break that down, how the Red Sox can fix this thing, and if I have faith that they are even going to be able to. But before we get into that, just a heads up, we are going to be live tonight on this channel. We're either going to be going full scorched earth on this Red Sox team, or we're going to be talking about what the next move is going to be. That's all going to be tonight, right here on this channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. For those of you who are a bit confused as to how my optimism did a full 180 over the last 2 days, it's kind of a simple path to absolute anger from Red Sox fans, right? Because coming into this offseason, yes, I understand that the Red Sox have had issues promising things and then not being able to deliver over the last couple of years, but this year felt different. I think everyone can acknowledge this year felt different because it wasn't the Red Sox who were saying the Red Sox were back. It was national analysts who owe nothing to the Red Sox or in order to protect them. It was agents who, again, owe nothing to the Red Sox. It was beat reporters, trustworthy beat reporters from this Red Sox team who have been bluntly fair with the Red Sox over the years, saying, look,
what did I say to all you guys at the beginning of the offseason? What did I tell you guys? I said to you guys, don't buy a single word what this front office feeds you. Don't buy a single rumor, anything like that. Don't buy saying, oh, they're interested in him. Well, that's great if they're interested in him. Being interested in a player is one thing. It's a whole different thing to put the pen to the freaking paper. And they haven't done that. When you should believe that the Red Sox are actually going to be serious about their team again is when you see from Passan, Rosenthal, breaking, Corbin Burns has agreed to a 15, well, I'm just saying hypothetically. Corbin Burns has agreed to an 8-year deal at $250 million with the Boston Red Sox. That's when you believe it. All this, oh yeah, the Red Sox are in on Corbin Burns. Like, don't believe that stupid shit. If you believe it and you get all hyped about it, then you're an idiot.
You stupid.
You're dumb. You're blind. I'm trying to look out for you, Sox fans, and I don't want to break your heart. I don't want your hearts to break again. I feel bad for all you guys. That's why I'm saying that.
This year is different. They're coming at it with an intent that they haven't come at it with in a very long time. And you sit there and you say, okay, my dumb brain is sitting there saying, no, there's no way the Red Sox are actually going to do this. But a big part of me was also like, you know what? This makes sense. The timing.
He goes. He He said, my big dumb brain says.
Time, and you sit there and you say, okay, my dumb brain is sitting there saying, no, there's no way the Red Sox are actually going to do this. But a big part of me was also like, you know what? This makes sense. The timing all.
I don't know. The dumb brain was smart, I think.
Do something notable. Well, we're almost done with the winter meetings here. And you sit there and you say, okay, Snell goes to the Dodgers. That was a guy the Red Sox were really interested in, would have fit pretty well. But that was a bit of an overpay. It's still early. Then you get Willy Adames to the Giants. You say, okay, again, that's another guy the Red Sox kind of wanted. We know that they have met with him a couple of times, but that was an overpay. Again, still plenty of options.
The issue with those comments saying, like, oh, that's an overpay or whatever, like, once you get to free agency, you kind of have to overpay on guys like that. You kind of have to. Especially where your team has done absolutely nothing the last 3-4 years. Nothing. You have to show to these players that, hey, we're committed. We want to win. We want to win now, and that's our goal. And guess what? I'm going to go the 98.5 reference with Felger Maz. You got to pay the suck tax. This is the price of it. Of you not being serious the last 3-4 years. So, you gotta pay the suck tax in order for them to get here. They're not gonna take no cheap discount or whatever. You're gonna have to overpay in order for them to come here. Simple as that. If you don't, you're not gonna get anybody. Yeah, you were a destination in the past. When Mookie Betts was here, Xander Bogaerts was here, Ortiz was here, Ramirez was here. Those days in Red Sox baseball, you didn't have to pay any suck tax because you had the historic landmark in Fenway Park and your team was in it year in and year out. Baseball is the only sport where you can build a farm system and you can compete at the same time. You can't do that in hockey. You can't do that in football. You can't. You can't even do it in basketball either. That rarely happens. The only time like I've really seen that happen where you're competing and rebuilding at the same time was the Boston Celtics. It rarely happens in basketball. It rarely happens in basketball, in hockey, in football. Like, it rarely happens in sports. Baseball is the only sport where you can do that.
On Soto. Well, Soto comes down. The Red Sox
because you don't have to trade your picks. You can't trade. You can't trade your picks in baseball.
That's encouraging. They're looking to spend that money. They are putting that on the table. Soto was always going to the Mets. The Mets were simply not going to be outbid. What's next? Well, yesterday is when I think Red Sox fans, including myself, really started to panic about what's going to end up happening with this Red Sox team this offseason, because not only did you lose out on those three guys, you lost out on Max Fried, who many in the industry, many within Red Sox Nation, kind of thought was your number one target. In fact, was confirmed to be your number one target. Not only did you lose out on Max Fried, you lost out on Max Fried to your division rivals, to your most hated rivals, to the team that you are trying to beat, the New York Yankees. And not only did you lose them out to the New York Yankees, you gave them a significant less offer than the New York Yankees did. So not only were you not in the ballpark for Max Fried,
never made a serious offer
to the New York Yankees. That's when I think Red Sox fans, including myself, really started to go, wait a second here, what is going on? And then, to top it all off, to make yesterday even worse, you get a report that, hey, the Red Sox, those guys, they can't even figure out whether or not to spend on a free agent amongst themselves. The owners in Sam Kennedy are saying, Breslow, pay Alex Bregman. Cora's saying, Breslow, pay Alex Bregman. Breslow's saying, no, I'm good. And they're fighting within this organization. So over the span of the last few days, we've gone from, man, everyone in the industry saying the Red Sox, they're ready to spend. They're ready to play with the big dogs. To the big dogs have eaten, chewed, and spit out the remains of the Boston Red Sox. That is absolutely ridiculous.
It is!
We're on the verge of an absolutely total disaster. I think we are on the verge of a disaster with this front office that tops last year's disaster. Because last year, it was, oh man, we're going full throttle. And then immediately, everyone's like, no, these guys aren't going full throttle. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. This year, they say, hey, we're willing to spend. We're willing to go over the luxury tax to spend. We're willing to give out mega contracts. Hey, you guys have been patient. We're going to give you what this fan base deserves. We want to compete
Bullshit.
in the AL.
Lies.
You know what? Everyone around them said,
The same as always.
Now, it's like all of a sudden, you've gone a full 180 to absolutely nothing. Now, I will say, it's not over yet. That's the title of this video. I'm going to believe until there's nothing to believe in. Call me an idiot. Call me what you will. But there is one way the Red Sox are going to be able to fix this thing, and that is by signing Corbin Burnes.
And that's I don't care if this was made before the Garrett Crochet news. That still applies. Because if they get Garrett Crochet and that's all they do, if that's their one quote-unquote big move, what did that really do for them? What did that really do? Nothing. Nothing. So you got yourself at least a number 2 starter. What, you want a cookie for that? Nah, you should be getting Crochet and Corbin Burnes and Teoscar Hernandez and trading for somebody like Vladdy Guerrero Jr. That's what you should be doing. You know, your rivals, the Yankees? Yeah, that's what you should be doing, Red Sox. That's exactly what you should be doing. How they've handled the offseason so far. Yes, they lost Juan Soto, but their rebound after losing Juan Soto has been perfect. Beautiful. If you were to ask a lot of Yankee fans right now, they're probably saying, yes, we lost Soto. That sucks. I loved Soto. But our rebound after losing Soto might have saved us as a team. Round of applause to the Yankees right now. Not being a fan of them or whatever. I'm just being honest. They've handled that situation perfectly. While meanwhile, the Red Sox are playing fiddlywinks with their thumbs or whatever.
Corbin Burnes is the only true top free agent still available on this year's market. He is an absolute bona fide ace. He's a workhorse. Yes, there are concerns with the drop in velocity.
You don't get Corbin
and
Burnes
rate,
as a
but
failure.
that was improving at the time of the end of the year last year. There is significant interest in Corbin Burnes.
I don't care what you say.
Red
If
Sox
you don't get
fan,
Corbin
this
Burnes,
is the guy that you need to go out and get. He's the
your
only
offseason was a
name
failure.
available left on this open market. This is the dude you need to overpay. And not only is this the dude that you need to overpay, there's not really any competition for this guy. The Dodgers, they're out on Corbin Burnes. The Mets, they're out on Corbin Burnes. The Yankees, they're out on Corbin Burnes.
Right.
You are down to the Giants, who have already had reports that, hey, this price range might go over what they're comfortable spending on.
Right.
And the Blue Jays, who, hell, they could throw whatever money at Corbin Burnes. You're still in a better situation than the Blue Jays, and that's what's driving me nuts about all of this. I'm literally shaking. I'm so mad about what's going on with the Red Sox right now, because you are in a position to legitimately compete next year. It's not like you need to make 100 different moves to totally revamp your entire team, to totally revamp your entire roster.
You can revamp your entire roster, and you just need to upgrade
team who's
your talent.
already surrounded by top talent in your organization would be fantastic, and yet you sit here and you can't get any of these guys. Corbin Burnes is the last name out there that you can legitimately hang your hat at the end of the day and say, look, we delivered on our promise. And if you don't do that, there is going to be absolute hell to pay. Now, the question becomes, is this something the Red Sox are going to do? And I'll be totally honest with you, I have absolutely zero faith.
Magnificent! Magnificent! Magnificent!
That the Red Sox are going to.
Standing note for Red Sea Radio. Wow. Wow, I can't believe this is my life. He's being completely unbiased here. And I get it. This hurts him to say. But wow, round of applause. I tip my cap to you, Red Sea Radio. You've made a lot of... I shouldn't say a lot of, but... You've made quite a few crazy takes on some videos that we've reacted to. But... you get credit for this one, for being upfront, honest with the fans and everything else. This is exactly what... I shouldn't say what I've been waiting for, but like, this is what I've been wanting to hear from you.
Look, we delivered on our promise, and if you don't do that, there is going to be absolute hell to pay. Now, the question becomes, is this something the Red Sox are going to do? And I'll be totally honest with you.
It isn't.
I have absolutely zero faith that the Red Sox are going to get this done.
You know what? I'll watch the ad out for you. Book a hotel holiday suite rental. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. You guys want me to do a video in a suite one of these days? We'll get a group in there, like let's say Bree or someone like that. Bree, Steph, GRD, a whole squad in there. Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright.
I have none. I am going into this Corbin Burnes sweepstakes, which the Red Sox are reportedly involved in. Chris Cotillo yesterday said the Red Sox are trying to make an offer. Everyone's saying, look, the Red Sox are in on Corbin Burnes. Someone even said he's been their top priority since day one. I don't believe that. I have no reason to believe that Corbin Burnes is a legitimate priority for the Red Sox right now. And the reason I say that is because pretty immediately after we got, hey, the Red Sox, they're in on Corbin Burnes, we also got the San Francisco Giants and Blue Jays. Yeah, they're considered the favorites because the Red Sox are so hesitant on not spending for Corbin Burnes that there is a possibility you could get Nick Pivetta.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
You serious right now?
You gotta be better.
People are curious. Come on now, man. This is crazy.
You gotta be better than that.
I really don't have an answer for that. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god. Who? Listen, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible. If Nick Pivetta is your best free agent that you signed this offseason, oh my god, there better be like pitchforks and like torches, whatever. Red Sox fans better line up in front of those gates, rioting Fenway Park. You cannot bring back Nick Pivetta and say, yep, this was our big free agent that we were promising you guys and everything else. Red Seat Radio was trying to hold back his flight reactions crash out moment there. He was about to channel his inner flight reaction crash out moment there.
Blue Jays, yeah, they're considered the favorites because the Red Sox are so hesitant on not spending for Corbin Burnes that there is a possibility you could get Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta. I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. If you come out of this offseason with Nick Pivetta as your big return to the Red Sox, this is the guy, hey, we wanted a competitive team. We're willing to go over the luxury tax. Baby, we're bringing back Nick, right? What are we doing here?
Seriously.
I'm on the verge of a full breakdown. I think you could tell. I'm sorry for that outburst. There were some cans
No, that was
fell
great.
off
That
my
was
desk
entertaining.
during that. I don't even know
I
what
love that
was.
kind of
I
energy.
I sit here, and again and again and again, this Red Sox team continues to disappoint. Again, I'm not going to go full scorched earth just yet. I think the Red Sox signed Corbin Burns. This kind of defeats the purpose of me even getting angry, right? If they land Corbin Burns, I'm a very happy camper. I think most people would be a very happy camper. That would be fantastic. I loved Max Fried. He was my number one target, but I'm certainly
he was my number one for the Sox too.
About the Red Sox spending on Corbin Burns. If that happens, all credit to them. I have no faith it's going to happen. And even if the Red Sox don't get Corbin Burns, but they still have a fairly decent offseason, let's say they go for Walker Buehler, they get Alex Bregman, and they trade for Luis Castillo, does that on paper make them better? Yeah, absolutely. But this was supposed to be your reemergence into competition in the American League.
All right.
You're sort of coming out.
All right, so that means it still validates.
Being a man. The Red Sox
this video has not outdated yet then.
Does Walker Buehler, Alex Bregman, and Luis Castillo scream they're back to being that dude in Major League Baseball?
No.
Not really. It screams, hey, we're a competitive mid-level market team, and that's just simply not who the Red Sox are. And I'm sorry, this is an absolute rant video. I just need to get all my feelings out on this topic because I think if I sit here and not talk about it and just pray that Corbin Burns ends up on the Red Sox, I'm going to end up driving myself absolutely insane. I don't know what is happening to this team, and honestly, I don't know who's to blame here. We sit here and we blame the owners over and over again, and they are the only common denominator here, but they also put up $700 million for Juan Soto and are sitting there yelling at Breslow, you need to spend on Alex Bregman.
This was never that.
Was he just...
You know what, though? I'm going to say they offered him this... Again, we don't know what the exact number is. They said it was around $700 million. So as far as we know, it could have still been under $700 million. But he was never taking that offer. That's not a legitimate offer. They were still $65 million short from where the other teams were. That ain't legit. That's not legit. If you're not within the ballpark of the other teams, you are not in it. Sorry, that's how it is.
Simply not prepared for the market that was going on here. The Red Sox looked like they were absolute toddlers when it came to understanding the market. They have been embarrassed 4 different times now. You cannot get embarrassed a fifth. What's that old saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Whatever it is. Fool me one time. I don't know what it is, but you understand what I'm saying, right? How many times in a row is Breslow not going to be able to close a deal before we say, hell, maybe Breslow just went in there and pooped his pants when the going got tough? I have no idea what's going on here. I am astronomically stuck on how the Red Sox did this to themselves. Again, there is still a way out of this, but it is threading a needle. If you do not get Corbin Burns, things are going to go up in smoke real quick. I'm trying my best. I'm not doing a very good job of not going full scorched earth on this Red Sox team yet, but if
let it out, man. I've been letting it out.
Especially the Blue Jays.
If you need to drop a couple F-bombs, go right ahead,
dude.
This
channel is about to get real negative real quick. Hopefully things change. Hopefully the Red Sox put the money down. Hopefully the Red Sox buck up and do what is necessary to make this team better, but I just don't know, guys. I do not know. We're going to talk about this more in the live stream tonight for sure, but let me know in the comment section down below, how are you guys feeling? Are you in full
I'll be back to reacting to the video that you upload when Corbin Burns signs elsewhere, because boy, that's going to be a fun video to react to. Seems like you're already preparing to make it. So, that's going to do it for this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The links in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching this video here. It's been your boy Jesse, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.